Hello, we are making a video in the garden, but the sunlight is already getting kind of dimmed down. And if I film it from here, it's too dark. Film it from there, that doesn't work. So I'm trying to get the right light angle, but I guess it's not easy, and it's not comfortable. So I have to lie down like this. This is better, I guess. It's nice and warm today. It's almost 80 degrees, and I have flowers here. Oh! Oh boy! He is in a complete raptus, complete agitation, hyper agitation. Oh my goodness. So I got 3 Camellia japonica, Professor Sargent, that's what they're called. The ones that are convoluted, like 4 flowers in one. Kind of like my hair a little bit. So, looks like the roaring 20s. All have hats like that with the flower on the side, where the ear is. I like it, it's cute. So, it is really nice that this is a nice set. They can cover up the neck, the wrinkly neck. It's very nice, yes. Oh, yeah. It's very nice here outside in the garden. The camellia tree is full of red flowers. It's not a really the bright red. It is a magenta color. Beautiful, beautiful, deep pink color. And it has some white flower petals in the middle. Last night I made a tea with one of those, and it's very healing, very energizing. And I eat them also. Mm-hmm. It tastes like perfume. It tastes like La Vie Est Belle. Because I've La Vie Est Belle on my fingers. I don't know if that's so good for us to eat. Mm-hmm. La Vie Est Belle. That's what I'm gonna call this video. In German it's Das Leben ist schön. In English it's the life is good. Life is good right now. So let's celebrate every moment when life is good. Every single moment when we have it nice, relaxed. It's warm outside. When you are bathing in flower petals. When your eyebrows are plucked. So Philip Jones, please. Pluck your eyebrows. Pluck the beard out of your skin hair. You see, I'm drunk on Camellia japonica Professor Sargent. That's nice. Well, nice. You can do eye bags, tea bag treatments with the flower petals. Real good for your tea bags. That's really good. That's really nice. You also have to sleep a lot to heal the shadow under the eyes. I don't wear makeup, so I have shadow. That's not fun. It is fun. But this is what it is. Enjoy life the way it is, without plastic surgery, okay? Without torture. Without being tormented. Without 3 months of recovery from surgery. You can spend your time much better than that. You really can. You really can. So you go through 3 months of post-operation pain and recovery. Can't even see very many people. You can only see your closest friends, because obviously you don't want your bar crushers to see you like that. All of that just for the bar crushers. So you can go back to the bar where the men wear Giorgio Armani's Acqua di Gio or whatever. Whatever these perfumes are called. Huh? Acqua di Parma. They're so cool. All for these jerks. I mean, so you suffer for 3 months. So you can go back to the bar to be liked by Acqua di Gio, Parma, jerk. Oh, I have better things to do in my life than go through something like that, seriously. Okay. I have garden time to spend instead. It's a lot better. Next to the graves of my most beloved beings, Kenny and Papa. Here are the graves. And I'm coming soon to you to meet you at the Orion Nebula. And there we can form a fog that shows me coming back and greeting you with open arms, and us coming together in a big hug, Papa, Kenny, and me at the Orion Nebula. And you can see it with the telescope when that happens. then I'll be back in heaven. And I'm looking forward to that. Really looking forward to that. So if you don't get a video from me after March 31st, then you know that I have reunited with my loved ones. So if you get another video after March 31st, then you know it was just wild speculation and fear and terror and paranoia. So that's all it was then. I'm okay with either situation as long as I don't get tortured. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for more than that. Just peace. That's all I'm asking for. I'm asking for peace. Nothing else. Peace and quiet. And heaven and bliss. That's all I'm asking. Is that too much to ask for? It shouldn't be too much to ask for. As a soul and as a living being, as any existence. And even the crystals in the mountains, they don't want to be disturbed. So you can watch the film. It's a movie by Sylvia Dunchev, a German filmmaker. My favorite film is that. And the title of the film is something about the magic of crystals. I might have to look for the film and probably put the link under this video. That's my absolute favorite film of all. It's the best film in the whole world. And that film helped me a great deal after Kenny died. It's amazing what that film did for me. It's incredible how much comfort and solace it gave my soul and my mind and my body. It was like I found that film about a week after Kenny died. I'll never forget that. Donald Trump had just won the elections in 2016. And I was glad, even though I voted for Hillary Clinton. I was glad that he won because a voice inside of me told me, even though I didn't know anything about his politics, I liked him from The Apprentice, but not only because he was mega star and everyone looked up to him, but because I saw something in him. I saw something amazing in him that I couldn't really explain, and I didn't even talk about it to Paul. I just saw that. It was just check marked in the back of my head. And we still voted for Hillary Clinton. And then when he won, I remember arguing with people in chat rooms, always arguing for Hillary Clinton. And then when she lost, I was so mad. I said they did voter fraud and all of that. And I'm sure they did, because at that time the oil industry and all the mafia-esque type of industries, the ones that do profit maximization, they still thought that Donald Trump was gonna be serving them. So that's why they helped him win. And then halfway through his administration, they realized, dang, he is not working for them. He is working for justice and peace and animal rights. Okay. So, but he had massive popularity because obviously for The Apprentice and for helping people and helping animals. So that gained a lot more popularity with the left-wingers. I'm talking about the legitimate left-wingers, not these greedy opportunist type of left-wingers. So Paul and I are legitimate left-wingers. We were, not anymore, because left is a joke. It doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't mean anything. And there's plenty of things in the left that I don't agree with. Okay, I don't agree with holding the other cheek. I don't agree with Robin Hood type of methods. I don't agree with giving people a head start. I don't agree with affirmative action. I don't agree with a lot of people rights that are like homeless squatter rights, for example. No, I don't agree with it. It's completely wrong. It's unconstitutional. It's unethical. It's stealing from homeowners. It's stealing from innocent people. I don't agree with overtaxing old white people that have worked their entire lives for 60, 70 years at Safeway so they can afford a decent home somewhere in a rural area where the prices are lower. No, then they're going to have to pay extremely high property tax to the point where they can't afford it anymore. They can't do it. They go into the red numbers. Then eventually the government seizes their home. They end up homeless. That's a governmental market enslavement crime. That's what that is. And that has to end. So I absolutely love Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and Ron DeSantis. Those are amazing people. They see the truth. They see reality for what it is. Okay? And they see the injustice of property tax. And they are working very hard to get property tax outlawed, to get taxation of homeowners outlawed. Okay? And it needs to be outlawed because it's absolutely unethical. When you buy a house, when you buy anything, there should be a one-time charge, let's say 10%. Okay? 10% sales tax. And that's it. And no other tax. A 10% sales tax on any item, including a property, a yacht, a motorhome, a car, a van, a truck, horse, any investment. Okay. A horse is a living being, but obviously they are sold like a slave. But we have to remember, don't treat them like a slave. Just because you bought that horse doesn't mean you can do anything you want with that horse. That horse is still a living being just like you. Okay? People used to buy slaves, human slaves. They were not only slaves from Africa, that too, and the slave holders in Africa were all black. Slave holders, okay? So then they also had they had slaves from other ethnic groups as well. And there were slaveholders in the other countries that had white slaves and Asian slaves. They had human slaves from all ethnicities. Long time ago, humans were merchandise. Okay, so officially, in the official eye, that's no longer the case. But unofficially, in the underground, in the black market, humans are still merchandise. Okay, it's called human trafficking. It's still happening, and it needs to be cracked down on. It needs to be abolished, and factory farms need to be abolished in the same way. Okay, in the exact same way. Then things will get better. And when you buy a horse or a pig or a cow, they're living beings like you are. You buy a baby, it is almost guaranteed that baby comes from an underground human trafficking, human breeding facility. This is not some conspiracy theory. This is a conspiracy fact. Okay, this is happening. It is happening. And it's gruesome, but it's not more gruesome than the factory farms. Okay, just want to always make this very crystal clear in my videos, that we don't get the wrong idea to think that it's only wrong to do this to humans. No, it's wrong to do it to any living being, any mammal, any highly sentient being. And parrots too, condors, octopus, many highly sentient beings on this planet. This is very complex. Yeah, I said it many times before. Okay, it doesn't just pertain to mammals or birds. So it goes into whales are mammals. Okay, I just want people to know that, because a lot of people don't know that. They nurse their babies. So whales come from a land mammal, like an otter type of animal, but large, from Pakistan, very large, like the size of a wolf, otter type of fish hunter, with a very long tail, with fingers like that, 5-toed fingers on 4 legs, but they had fins in between. They were good swimmers, and so very gradually they evolved into whales. It took them 50 million years to evolve into whales, with lots of trial and error. It seems like not a very long time for such a drastic development. But there's so many other species that are totally unrelated, and from different genii, and completely different evolution shapes and functions and all of that, but highly sentient nevertheless. Okay, an octopus is highly sentient. So an octopus observes and learns very fast how to do things with the tentacles. That means there's a big brain in there, okay, in that head. So all of this needs to be considered when we're talking about ethical treatment of living beings, when we're talking about personhood rights. Very important to consider this. 2444, the blue god agrees. Okay, it's the truth. I view the 4 as representing the animals, all the other non-human beings around us. Okay. So, what else did I want to talk about? This is so nice. Look how nice the petals look. It's very, very nice. It's very nice here. Peaceful. I have winter pants on, but I have my bare feet on the grass, which feels really, really good. And it's starting to get a little bit chilly now, so I guess I'm gonna have to get back in the house and continue my sewing project. I'm working on another sweater. I'm making one sweater after another. I don't even know where to put all of these sweaters anymore. But I can't stop making sweaters, so what am I gonna do about this? Same with my artwork. I can't stop making artwork. It's just there's more and more artwork. I don't even know where to hang it up. I'm piling them up on top of each other in some rooms. I don't know where to put all of my artwork, but I can't stop making artwork, and I pour extreme patience, love, and meticulousness into it. Extreme craftsmanship I put into it. Okay, so all of these items are very, very precious, and even though I know that they could potentially be rejected by the buyers of the house and put out into the landfill, I don't know. People have done that before with my artwork. It's heartbreaking. So, and maybe my artwork will never ever be recognized and discovered. It will never be discovered for what it is. Great, great art. So now they will prefer crystal-studded skulls instead. That's sad, really. Or cows cast into a resin. So people find that so exciting. Yeah, because there's no discernment in the art world anymore. It's become only like Hollywood. That's basically what the art world, art scene has become. Okay. That makes me very sad. So I make my art the way I make my art. So I like Jeff Koons. I do not like Damien Hirst. Okay, I don't like him. So I don't even know if that's a real artist. I don't know. It seems to me like it's more an adaptation to society. He's just a very good psychopath, like a good bad psychopath. Okay. Who knows, a good bad sociopath who knows how to blend in and who knows how to sell himself and to create stuff that is being celebrated. See, I don't make my artwork for that purpose. Quite the opposite, actually. I make my artwork to fall under the radar, and then I'm surprised that my artwork doesn't pick up any kind of popularity. I'm also heaven banned on the internet, of course. But you can go to Nikki Daisy Dandelion Artwork on Instagram. I have some of my artwork on it. I have about 50 or so pieces on there. My brother talked me into doing that. Nothing came out of that because I'm still heaven banned. No matter what social media account I open, it will always be heaven banned, always be shadow banned. And it's okay. Friedrich Nietzsche always said, you might just get lucky if you're misunderstood. So, and today, for today's terminology, you might just get lucky if you are heaven bound and shadow bound, because if you're not, and a fundamentalist sees your work, oh boy, they're gonna completely freak out, like the guy that freaked out over Lars von Trier's movie where the baby fell out of the window. So, fundamentalist guy. Like, see, the thing with fundamentalists, that's always what I find so incredibly disgusting and despicable. But I know it's a mental illness, but it's a pukey mental illness. That's what the Christian religion is. So fundamentalists completely freaked out. I saw that. I couldn't believe it. And then Lars von Trier just told him, those are my movies, and I make my movies the way I make my movies. And that shut the other guy up. So, but I mean, just the nerve of that Christian guy to say that movie is wrong, so wrong. Bro, there's a lot more things wrong in society than that. Okay, let's pay attention to the things that are actually wrong in society, like human trafficking and factory farming. But that fat Christian guy stuffed full of pigs, okay, he doesn't understand it. That's so irritating. So I had my fair share with encounters of those types. The encounter of the seventh type, I will call it. The encounter of the seventh type in LA, and also here in this region too. But not to that degree as in LA. Because in LA, when I came to LA at age 26, I was really naive. I came from atheist, agnostic Germany, where everyone was protected, to the Wild West. It's a little bit like these movies where a Bavarian girl ends up in Nevada and is being taken advantage of. And that's what it was, It was just black guy opens his van door just before I got there with my bicycle, driving harmlessly down the street on Venice Boulevard, and he opens the van door and I fall right into the van door. I'm surprised the van door didn't break off. The bicycle fell under the van door, half broken and busted up, and I fell over the van door and on top of my bicycle, which kind of buffered me. I'm very lucky that I didn't break a rib. Then the guy said in a real mean way, "Are you okay?" Like, you better not. So, and then I said no, and I was really angry because I was all busted up. And he quickly hurried up, slammed his van door closed, and drove off. Just past my bicycle. He could almost hit the bicycle. And that made me so incredibly mad. I picked myself up, no one helped me, by the way, not one single person came over to help me. So I picked up my bicycle, all of that, the whole situation made me so incredibly mad about all people there on the street. And I walked over to the sidewalk, and my bicycle like crooked, and me like all bruised up, and I was crying and loud, and this fat fundamentalist, 70-year-old woman walks straight over to me with a forefinger like this. "You need to repent to Jesus." While I was crying and all beaten up with my busted up bicycle. That made me so incredibly mad. You have no idea. I'm already spitting because and made me so incredibly mad. Just remembering that King's saliva. So I didn't say anything to her. I just looked at her like with an open mouth. And I walked away as fast as I could. I was so mad. Oh my God, that made me mad. All of these people. This crazy fundamentalist lady, that callous van driver. Are you okay? Oh. He doesn't give a shit whether I'm okay or not. So, it's awful. It is what it is. Yes. It's our mental illness, different forms. That's all it is. That's all it is. All comes down to mental illness, okay? The encounter with the seventh kind is the Christian mental illness. The van driver is the dark triad mental illness, psychopathy, sociopathy, and total, like, absolute callousness, no kindness, no empathy. It's a mental illness. I view all of that as mental illness. And then me in the middle of it with OCD, borderline, depression, and occasional sliding dangerously close to psychosis, and 2 times about where I had a complete psychosis. And that feels, that is real bad when you get into complete psychosis. When you feel like there's doom that is closing in on you. That's complete psychosis. It's a psychotic breakdown. It's a panic attack, and that's the worst thing. That's really probably the worst thing there is. It doesn't get any worse than that. So let's stay out of overwhelm. That's what Tony Robbins always said. Stay out of overwhelm. And create your life in a way. You have the power to create your life in a way where you can heal, where you can be surrounded by kind people. You know, you find out who's kind. Okay? So they may not look like a photo model, okay? They may not look like Ashtar Command, okay? They may not look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but they're worth hanging out with, okay? And if they also look like Ashtar Command, then you just got lucky, and that's what Ashtar Command is. He is all of that, kind and good looking, and superhuman. What Friedrich Nietzsche calls superhuman. But, you know, that is the commander of the Galactic Federation. That is above Elon Musk and above Donald Trump. That is someone that is way out there literally, okay, and way above us literally. So, I'm ending the video with this. I'm ready for Ashtar Command to come down and pick me up. Peace and love for all living beings.